Welcome back yet again, my friends, to a final test drive in yet another Icon. I love the quantity, the vehicles that our team has produced. It makes me so happy. Okay, enough giddy. 1969 Ford Bronco. It is Icon BR number 96, and it is built in old school style. In some ways, this is a very classic Icon new school, and in other ways, it's got some novel things going on. So let's get into it. First off, it is white. It appears to be matte. It is not matte. It is a traditional two-stage gloss white color. However, it has a new film from 3M that gives the frozen appearance or satin appearance. So, satin paint finishes require a lot of care and feeding, and you can't color sand and buff them out like you can a traditional paint job when you get scratches and stuff. So this is an interesting approach. Should you either eventually tire of the satin look or have to do maintenance, you can remove the film, dial it in, and refilm it, or leave the film off as you wish. The guy who does our film is quite the artist, so one thing that used to really bug me when you'd see people wrap vehicles is that there'd be like razor lines in the door jamb into the paint. Like, well, wasn't the whole point to not damage that paint, folks? This guy develops CAD files and then cuts them on his plotter before he applies them, and then hand finishes, but does it intelligently without putting a razor on our expensive paint jobs. So anyway, I think it has a nice look. I'll be curious to try it in other palettes as well, but I think it's a novel approach and it works out nice. Another thing that we did on the exterior on this one is, instead of the usual anodized aluminum and brushed stainless grill and tailgate insert, those are powder coated in the Icon volcanic black finish, so just sort of a little stealthied out. That's complementing the volcanic black finish new school forged Icon wheels. And then, so it's not all black and white, we did leave the satin finish Icon exterior door handles and rear view mirrors. The inside gloss paint finishes are not wrapped, so the traditional gloss is evident on the inside, but I think it helps it being white. You don't really notice that contrast. It flows really well. We did the usual Chilowich inserts with OEM BMW Marine rated vinyl. We have the two-stage heated seat carbon fiber blankets in the front seats, and the rear is the tuck and tumble removable 2-passenger bench. Everyone gets 3-point belts. We did the multiple layer insulated laminated Icon soft top assembly. These tops are great. A lot of times when people use our Bronco configurator on the site, I'll notice that they request a soft top, maybe a hard top too, and a bikini top. But the way the soft top's designed, you don't need a bikini top, because the rear 3 panels have a second horizontal plane zipper at the top of the window, so you can unzip them in their entirety and leave them at home. Alternately, you can roll them and scroll them and leave them attached to the truck if you need them. We have Chilowich on the flooring material as well. We've got the Icon of fire extinguisher. We have the sport pedals. We have the usual design Icon dash. So Dakota Digital makes it for me. I designed it. So multi-function, high visibility, blue LED, black background, gray tracer, IP instrument panel. Got the push-pull AC for open and close in-dash vents, and those are anodized aluminum, not plastic. You know it. Same with the seat recline hardware. That's all machined aluminum. We started doing that a couple years ago. Even the door pockets, window cranks, and door surrounds are all machined metal, no plastic to be found. Well, a little bit. The armrests are plastic, but then I wrap them in leather or the vinyl of depends on what the client ordered, but it just keeps the tactile more honest. Of course, you've got our laser cut stainless ribbed inserts in the door and cargo panels. You've got our Icon tinted multiple axis of rotation, very sexy sun visors, which we retail on the site. For audio on this truck, we have the elevated audio with the K2 speakers with separates. We've got amp and bass. We've got an Alpine head unit in this one at the client's request. We have the power door locks. We have the power windows with my little gizmo where double tap all down, double tap all up, or single tap, single window function. We got the new school rear bumper with the chassis affixed tire carrier assembly. We've got the reverse aux LED. It comes on automatically when you go in reverse, and then you can manually hit the toggle under dash if someone's obnoxiously tailgating you and you care to light up their hair follicles. We have the aux lights in the Icon front bumper, which also hides a worn 9.5 winch with synthetic cable. And we got the recovery gear bag, of course. Mechanically, you know it well, the beloved current generation Coyote from the Mustang GT. Custom Fiat on that, custom Icon specific program. Proper airbox, not some open intake filter, which I'm surprised how many people do. Frankly, I don't understand how they do it, because these motors are so finicky. If your airflow is not just right, you're either going to have a bunch of diagnostic trouble codes and check engine light, or you're going to be masking those in the ECU, which kind of defeats the purpose. We're running the Ford AOD automatic, just a 4-speed with overdrive. Atlas 2 twin stick shift on the fly part-time 4-wheel drive transfer case. Curry axles based on Dana 44 and Dana 60 designs. Both are high pinion running fine splines. We've got the ARB locking differentials with a dedicated air compressor for front and rear locking diff functionality. We've got the Icon hydro boosted sport brakes designed for us by our friends at Bronco. We have the sport suspension, no leaf springs ever. So coilover all the way around, radius arm front, 4-bar triangulated rear. Eibach for coils. This is the sport suspension, so it's nitrogen charged Fox Racing with the remote canisters with 2 points of adjustment. Borla does my exhaust. This is the restrained version of the exhaust. That's pretty much all we got. We'll do a little subplot as well. So last week's episode, I was saying if you're interested in learning how to make apparel and have a simple sewing machine, or can borrow one or scrape some dimes together to get one, I was recommending going to a thrift store, buy like an old short coat and get going on it. So recently, my wife and I had a lovely road trip from California all the way down to San Antonio and back. And on that trip in New Mexico, I found myself buying a bunch of vintage camp blankets, and I found this killer 1940s Mexican wool blanket, but it's actually got a nice hand. It's not all itchy bitchy. So I deconstructed it. I didn't feel bad because it had some holes in it in some areas, so as a blanket, but I cut around them. They're damaged parts, and I made this jacket. It came out pretty cool. I lined it in a kind of unnecessarily nice Laura Piana kind of cool. What is it? It's like a cotton linen blend. I don't know. The buttons are super groovy. They're Mexican pesos heated up and put in an arbor press to get domed, and then soldered lugs on the backside. I seem to be plagued with buttons falling off, so I'm a big fan of hemp thread. Super durable. So I attached them with hemp thread, and it came out really good. I love it. People dig it. Never going to see another one, and it was a fun project. So there you go. That's this week's subplot. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your support. Please like, dislike, comment, ask questions. I try to tend to the channel and stay fairly attentive. Subscribe to the channel if you don't. If you need to reach out to us, old school website, icon4x4.com. Even older schooler telephone, 818-280-3333. And then it's Icon4x4 on Facebook, Instagram, and all that good stuff. All right? Be good to yourselves. Be kind to others. I'll see you guys next week.